Imagine a technology that can do 600 to 700 G-forces, that can fly at 13,000 miles an hour, that it can evade radar, and that can fly through air and water and possibly space. And oh, by the way, has no obvious signs of propulsion, no wings, no control surfaces, and yet still can defy the natural effects of Earth's gravity. That's precisely what we're seeing.
What? So, yeah, that was on 60 Minutes, which is just unbelievable. So I saw these videos, these 3 FLIR videos that came out, you know, the IR ones, and I didn't really think anything of it. I was like, just, you know, we've missed the pandemic, whatever, all this stuff. I just kind of looked at it and I was like, yeah, it's probably just something weird, some like weird like water humidity thing happening over there or something. But then I watched the Lex Fridman podcast with Lieutenant Commander David Fravor, and it's 3.5 hours, like this super long podcast, which is unbelievable. And he just goes into like exquisite detail on the Tic Tac encounter. So I recommend watching that, honestly, in its entirety. I don't know, for me it was very interesting because, you know, I was a fighter pilot for 18 years, just retired last year, and I don't know David Fravor personally, but I know him essentially. You know, he went to Top Gun school, he was the commander. From the 3.5 hour interview, he is what he says he is, actually. So his words and the language that he uses, I understand immediately, like when he's talking about where he's looking and what he's seeing, the equipment he's using is very similar. So for me, I know exactly what he's looking at, what he's looking for. You know, I have not quite 2,000 hours. I didn't get to 2,000 hours. A little lazy, I guess. 1,850 hours in the F-16, which is a slightly different aircraft, but the Lightning AT is what we use. That is the targeting pod. So in this video, I'm going to go through the FLIR videos and analyze them from a fighter pilot perspective and give you my take, and then what I think of this kind of crazy stuff going on. We're going to be for a wild ride. Like I said, I didn't think it'd be this crazy, but this decade's going to be pretty crazy. So here we go. Let's get it going. On the 60 Minutes show, they show this video, which looks like about 2004 technology. It's basically the first Lightning pod. You know, it's not as good nearly as the next ones that we'll see. So here, I think they're directed out there. So I'll go through basically this kind of targeting pod, first one, and then I'll explain kind of some videos what the targeting pod actually is, and then I'll go through the other two, and so it'll make a little bit more sense. So kind of just going around quickly, okay, so this is the flight path marker. So the plane is straight and level, okay? So when this turns, that's how you know that you're in a turn, so you maintain your spatial orientation. So this is your like target markers, okay, which looks kind of weird. The symbology in the targeting pod that they see in the jet is a little different because the software is written for F-18s made by Boeing, Northrop Grumman, Boeing. So F-16 is made by Lockheed Martin, so of course they have to have different technology, right? Different software. So the symbology is a little bit different and the capability is a little different, but the actual internal capability of the pod is not, okay? So what we see right here, the important things is it's in infrared. And right here it's white hot. You see down there it says WHT. If I get it right here, WHT, that means white. So white is hot. It's in black and white. So it's in the infrared spectrum actually. So the anything that's white will be hot in this case, and anything that's not as hot as that temperature, okay, will be black. So if something is the same temperature as its surroundings, you won't see it, right? It'll be effectively invisible. And that happens twice a day during thermal crossover, because the sun, right, heats up the buildings heat differently from the ground, and then when they change temperature, you actually get what's called a thermal crossover, so it makes it difficult for targeting pod. I digress. So here we go. So here's your flight path marker. And another key point, we're in infrared, and this is the SA dot, situational awareness dot. And what it shows me, okay, it's kind of a weird thing, but it shows that the the targeting pod is looking straight out in front of the aircraft, and slightly high, okay? But basically it's straight out in front, okay? And the other thing, key thing that we don't get here is any range, okay? Normally you get range from radar. So we noticed before that they said radar evading, he says in a later video. And what I see here is there's no range indication, so which normally would be from a radar. So especially this close I would expect a radar. So the question is, what's it made out of? What's the material? Normally stuff reflects back radar energy. Okay, but maybe they have radars turned off. I don't know. Maybe they have some weird rules of engagement. But anyway, we have no ranging information. Let's watch through a little bit more. Okay, they're at 20,000 feet. This B is some just terrible distraction. Okay, so you see it's still it's white hot here. It's still right out in front. So he went to a narrow field of view. He zoomed in. Okay, so now he went to TV mode. Okay, this is television, optical. Okay, so depending what time of day it was, I'm not really sure. If it's at night, you're not going to be able to see it. So TV optical, this tells me that this was during the day, right? Unless this thing lights up. So if the thing lights up on its own, then you'll see it would be, if it was flashing, if there were lights on it, I would see flashing lights, like going off. So I don't think it has any lights flashing or anything. So my guess is it's during the day. So the pilot should see this thing, because it doesn't look like it's that far away. So he zoomed back out, okay. So another question I had is laser. Okay, this tells you if the laser's firing. So targeting pod has a laser. We'll go through in a little bit. It actually can blind you inside of 13 miles in the combat setting, so it's pretty strong. Normally we go into the training laser, but in none of these videos do I get any indications that we're shooting lasers at them, which I'm curious. Did we shoot lasers at them? That'd be one of my questions. And did they do anything? Did it just bounce off? Because when we shoot lasers at targets, if you shoot a laser at it, do you get laser ranging, and will it shoot back and maybe attack? I don't know. So questionable. I'm curious what they did. What did these leaders do? Everyone, it's so funny, right? People are like, why didn't the leaders do anything? Why didn't they do this and that? But they're still normal people. If someone came to you and told you this, one of your employees in the refrigerator found an alien thing, but it's gone, would you believe them? And they took pictures of it. So I don't know. I think they just it's easy to disregard if you're a human. He's back to IR. Okay, and I believe this is the Mach 0.55. So they're not going fast. They're actually going slow. But then that end part, look at that. So 0.55 Mach is slow, man. For so F-16 at that altitude, we're basically going pretty slow. So right behind it, that's only like 260 knots maybe at 20,000 feet. I was never good at that math. So he's basically kind of just following behind this thing, just following behind it, just videoing it. I just wonder what he's thinking. I mean, I wonder what this pilot had to say. Sorry, pilot, if I get you in trouble. But hey, if you want to be on the show, pilot, and you can, then it'd be great to have you. This end part is so sweet. Watch this. Boom. What is that? A normal plane can't do that, right? But a normal plane, right? You see it from the back. You're gonna see the wings go like this, and then he's gonna use air. He's gonna use airflow over the wings. Bernoulli's principle. Okay, so we push really fast and float through the air. Okay, these things do not seem to be doing that. Watch this. Okay, unless there's a cut there, but I don't think there is. I think he just zooms in, because it seemed like the thing was like zooming away. So he sees in MFDB IR mode, goes to narrow field of mode, narrow. So that's just like a zoom in, okay? And this thing just goes that way. Wow, that's crazy. Like, stuff doesn't move like that in the air. This one is later, okay? I don't think we know actually when this one is, but I believe it's up the East Coast. This is the Gimbal video. The first one was called the FLIR video. Okay, so this is a newer one, okay? This is the newer targeting pod, and I'll just talk through this and then we'll look through what this targeting pod looks like so you can kind of understand. Okay, so here you have the flight path marker, right? And now this is the plane. You imagine you're looking at the plane from behind, so the horizon's like that, okay? Because you stay, right? When you turn a plane, you stay, and the world actually moves. All right, before we go to this video, okay, let's show you what the targeting pod is. Yeah. It can see through a cloud. Okay, haven't seen the color imagery before. Okay, so I want to show you here. So the more advanced ones now, so you can see heat differences like this. Okay, so if someone's like, you know, smoking a cigarette or something, you know, you see it very clearly. So you can tell, right? Tires are going to be hot, right? This part of the ground is hot because that's where all the cars go, right? And then this is cooler. So this, more than 25 air forces have these pods. So interesting to see if other countries have seen it. So this is a lightning pod, okay? So it has these several components, okay? It hangs on the side of the jet. But here I want to point out, like, you can see the propulsion here, right? The exhaust from the jet engine is much hotter. So we can see propulsion from the heat signatures here. This is a F-16. It's actually an F-18 in the videos, but basically it hangs on the side, I believe on the left side for an F-18. Just play more video games. And basically it shoots down, and it does have very strong laser, like I said, can blind. It's for using for ranging, okay? You can get accurate ranging, and you can also laser designate targets. So that is the laser shooting here. So I just want to show basically that same FLIR video. It's a different aircraft again. It is a F-15. What regular aircraft look like. I want to say basically you can see how they move. Okay, so watch it. So they're moving. You see, it goes there, and then you see the momentum change, right? Then it changes, and now they go the other direction, and you can see obvious that the heat is coming from the jet engine, right, in the back. You can see the propulsion, and then they're just going that direction. Okay, so let's get on to the gimbal one. This one's awesome and so good. So it's 25,000 feet, just kind of following this thing around, not very fast, 0.58 Mach. They're going like 250 knots up at 25,000 feet, so not very fast, okay? And this thing's off their left side. So 54 degrees left, and 2 degrees and -2 degrees. It's white hot, so this thing is white, okay? And you'll see they go to black hot, so you can swap it. At least in the Viper, it's just like a little Temis, right? And then it swaps to black hot, which you'll see that they do, okay? Okay, 238. Yeah, I think it's probably the airspeed. Yeah.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. That's just insane. The ASA is a, I would say it's like they always have 3-letter acronyms, right? So it's probably aerial situational awareness, like display or something like that. We call them HSDs, horizontal situational display. And basically that gives all your radar information, okay? Or, you know, data link information. So it tells you where everything is, and they said there's a whole fleet of them, okay?
My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude.
So that's where they swapped. You see, now they went to black. So yeah, they're going 242 knots. And now just look, okay, so that is detailed, okay? So you can clearly see that but it is the heat signature. Okay, so you can see just like the jet, it looks like there's like heat coming out of here, but you can't really tell. Okay, from here sometimes, like if I'm looking down a jet engine, you get like these weird effects. So it can't tell. This does look weird, like the white around it is like it's like there's cold around it or something. Okay, but the propulsion is here, right? Which is weird because it's going this direction. Okay, this is its velocity vector this way, because they're basically going around a circle. Okay, so this thing is like it looks to me, okay, it looks to me like a disc, and it's got like something coming out of the bottom, like a point, and then a circle, and it's not rotating like a aircraft, because it doesn't need aerodynamic surfaces, so it's just going like this, right? And the other plane, the fighter here is basically just following it around, basically like this, but it's just going like level. Watch it. It's just flying level that way, and it looks like a flying saucer with this thing at the bottom, and there's the circle up there. And now it's just rotating.
It's rotating.
Like it just doesn't matter. Questions? All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, this is the GoFast video, and biggest difference on this video is we get ranging. Okay, actually it is kind of a different video. Okay, so the intercept is basically they're up again, so 25,000 feet, going pretty slow, and 254 knots. So this isn't doing fighting airspeed. Okay, they're just like kind of moseying up to it, but 25,000 feet, and it looks like it's going kind of fast the opposite direction. Okay, so it's going to cross the water pretty low, and they're up high, like coming from your direction, and they're just looking down at this thing. And it's off their left side now, like this. Okay, so they're basically looking down. So 4.2 miles of range. It does trigonometry, so it knows where that is in the point in space, because I don't see any other laser ranging, right? If they were firing the laser, you would see this flashing, the L there, and I don't think they have a radar lock. Okay, otherwise they would get other ranging. But they should be seeing this thing clearly with their eyeballs, looking up the left side of their canopy and down over the water. So they should be able to clearly see it. And it's cold. I wonder what color it was. And I wish they went to TV mode. I bet they did. This is just the videos that they got released. You wonder how many of these things they've recorded or not even talked about. Okay. So again, you're on black hot. It just means it's hotter than the surroundings. Okay, the water could still be cold, but it means it's warmer than this. It's temperature differential is what it shows.
Roger. There's troubleshooting. Did you talk to moving target? No, I took an auto track. Oh, okay.
I'm talking about how they lost
gosh, dude. Wow, look at it fly!
So if that was enough, we have this. Okay, the U.S. Navy photographed and filmed spherical-shaped UFOs and advanced trans-medium vehicles, and they said that this is authentic. Okay, so let's watch this thing.
Took off. Let's go get it.
Okay, so this is a FLIR, right, for an advanced, I believe it's for their gun or missile system. So this sees like inbound coming like airplanes and missiles and shoots them out of the sky. So it's good at picking up heat, and I believe it may actually be raining is what it kind of seems like to me. You feel the boat. So this is out in the middle of the ocean. Okay, just out in the sea somewhere, and we'll show you where. And you can feel the boat moving. Okay, and it looks like there's some other ones.
Keep going, bro.
you're making tents, we could probably bring the 35 relatives with you, but I'm not certain.
Yeah, that brings it.
We got a lot of white water out there, some 6-foot swells.
Whoa, it's getting close. Yeah, we have 31 knots sustained wind, topside, gust of 40.
It just goes into the water.
Splashed. Mark Bear.
I mean, they say this is authentic. Like, what can do this with no, you know, there's not jets shooting out of here, like, there's not water shooting up, you know. And how did it get there? Look how it gets there, right? Look at that. It's like Mork and Mindy, man. You can see like the coordinates. That's what it talked about. So when we go and look, all right, it's you know, it's all over this, all over the news. Here's the coordinates. Tijuana. The aliens are going partying in Tijuana. So it's just out here. I don't know. I hope they're like helping the fish or something. This essential for the Catalina Island, man. There's like great whites and weird orbs. Okay. I remember, you guys remember that movie Explorers? I'm gonna go watch it on Netflix. Basically these kids make this anti-gravity device. Looks a lot like those things. It's pretty awesome. It's Ethan Hawke. Thank you, Ethan Hawke. So I'm not gonna lie, guys, I was a little rattled. You know, I kind of saw the videos before, but I didn't think it was real. And now I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of blown me away. I mean, if you can see them with radar, so they're reflecting radar energy, because they did pick them up on radar. You can see them with your eyes. You can see them with infrared. Then it's there, like something's there, you know. I've just always been a cynic, never believed anything. Seeing this now, it's pretty wild. So what do I think they are? I'm gonna think about it, and I will tell you in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, please subscribe. Really need trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Otherwise you can't get monetized on YouTube. So please like and subscribe, share with your friends. This is some crazy stuff, everybody. You're gonna see some crazy news coming out of Washington in the next few months. Okay, in for a wild ride. I think they're generally peaceful from what I can tell. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace.